condoning like underage drinking. I stopped eating pasta for her. If you forgot something, you're SOL basically.
I hate filming.
Count 1, 2, 3, and don't you stop the music, get into it, won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose it, you can do it, won't you dance with me? Move your down now, we let go, sunset high and our bodies low.
Hey y'all, what is up? It is Marissa, Nicole, and welcome back to my channel. Some of you may know me as my drifting desk where I help. You gotta do it with me.
No.
You gotta do it with me.
No.
You gotta do it with me.
It is.
Help you conquer college.
Absolutely not.
Where I help you conquer college. I'm here with Allison, and today is the first Tuesday of the month. It is August 6th. And if you're new here, that's basically the time of the month where I sit down and I chit chat with y'all, and it is Let's Talk Tuesday. Let's Talk Tuesday is fun because y'all get to choose what we talk about every month, and last month I got requested to do tips for commuters. So that's what we're doing today. I have Allison here with me because she did commute for a hot second to OSU. I even commuted for like a very hot second, like low key.
Illegally, but it's
yes,
not.
like very illegally. So we're gonna give you some tips about commuting. Hopefully it's helpful. Before we dive on into the video, if you are new here, please consider subscribing down below and turning on your little post notifications because I'm posting a video every day in August. It's already getting crazy. We're 6 days into this and we got a whole bunch more to come.
RIP to you. I couldn't do it.
We're back to school time. I'm moving in. Sorority stuff. Like it's a lot. So you don't want to miss out. Subscribe, post notifications. Alright, so we're gonna dive on in. We have 10 tips for y'all. I'm gonna go through like 5 of them. Allison's gonna go through like 5 of them. And hopefully this helps my commuters out there for college, whether you're a first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year.
Okay, first tip, honestly, don't take ATMs. Whether you're commuting
Or not.
living on campus, it's just not good. I mean, especially when you're a commuter, because like at 8 a.m. if you're living on campus, you can literally just roll out of bed and logistically you're there.
Right, because you're on campus, so you can literally leave at 7:45 and probably get there on time.
For a commuter, that ain't the case. And especially considering most people also start their jobs at 8 a.m. That means you're also going with those people going through traffic, and it ain't pretty.
No, you're hitting school traffic, work traffic, just like everything starting at 8 a.m. So if you schedule an 8 a.m. as a commuter, you might as well leave the house at 6.
Honestly. When I had an 8 a.m. is I literally get up at 5:30 every morning and leave my house by 6:30. In the morning it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get to campus, depending on traffic. So I would leave that early to beat the traffic so that way I wasn't like wasting my time.
You have to plan for, you know, you're getting up and getting ready time.
Yes.
You driving here, hitting traffic. If you're parking super far away, like if you have a lot like that, or if you're parking in a garage on campus, of course, but you need to like plan for busing times to get to campus, walking to your class once you're here. Because of course you park, but you're not on campus
You're not
yet.
there yet. Unless you get a parking garage, but even you mentioned
that I was in a parking garage, and you still have to, at least at Ohio State, one, Campus Park is the worst company to ever exist in the entire world. They sell way too many parking passes than there are spots. So when I parked in a garage here on campus, I didn't have 8 a.m.s, but I would still park at 8 a.m. because if I came in for my 10 a.m. class, there were no parking spots. And there's times that I've been late for classes because I've had to just go through the garage 3 or 4 times to try to get a spot. You always want to give yourself wiggle room for any class, but especially a morning class because everybody's trying to do the same thing at the same time. But the same thing goes for like the evening classes as well. So if you're taking an evening class that ends at like 4:45 and you're trying to leave, so is everybody else.
Your safe space is campus at that point.
No.
Because traffic trying to get home,
everybody's
awful.
leaving. Again,
traffic trying to get home is worse than trying to get through traffic, like to get there in the morning.
So do you need like middle of the day. Like your safe space is middle of the day.
Middle of the day, or like if you have like a later class at night that gets done, because traffic I know around OSU is probably bearable at
6:37.
Yeah, around that time frame. But if you have like orgs that you just stay after 4, that's good too. But honestly, I had a class that ended right at like 4:45, and I would just stay on campus for an extra hour or so
doing homework
and do homework because I was like, I'd rather sit here and do something productive than sit in my car for another hour.
If you do have, you know, classes like all day or like midday or whatever you're doing, if you plan on spreading out your schedule, I would honestly recommend getting a meal plan for on campus or just packing your lunch, bringing snacks or something, because you're not going to want to go back and forth from campus. It's going to be too much of a hassle. So basically, like, once you're here, you're here.
Yeah.
You want to bring stuff with you or purchase a meal plan. That way you can eat campus food if you need food.
And meal plans are honestly really nice because, again, like, you're running late to a class and you're hungry, like, you have time to like stop and get that snack. Meal plans on campus are definitely, I wouldn't say a must-have, but it's if you want the convenience.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
If you do bring a lunch, definitely check with your specific school, but if you're coming to OSU, too, I will tell you that our Ohio Union building basically has like a commuter's like lounge room area that you can actually like rent and purchase lockers, one, so you can like put your stuff there for the day if you have a lot of stuff, or maybe you're going to work afterwards and you need to bring work clothes. Like they have areas for that. They have lockers for you, but they also have like in the lounge they have fridges and little areas for you to put your lunch in.
You can put your lunches in there. I personally never used it again because I had a meal plan.
If it's convenient for you, know that the union offers those kind of resources, but if you're at a different school, maybe check with your school and see if they have some sort of commuter lounge or commuter area or just accommodations for commuters. They may have those things for you, but OSU definitely does if you want to take advantage of them.
Another thing is like gaps. I know we like been talking about it like with how you had like a 3-hour gap. Try not to have those gaps. One, because I personally don't want to be on campus any longer than I have to be. That's just me. Sure, I can sit down and do homework, but like in terms of studying, it doesn't do very well for me to be on campus for that long because I can't study in a library.
Right, I'm a homebody studier.
Yeah.
I need my own desk.
So I mean, if you don't have to be on campus for 3 extra hours, try not to be. And plus, again, that could help you get out of there earlier and beat that traffic.
It could help you not have to pay for a meal plan. If you're only there for 3 hours,
Yes.
you just go to class, come home and eat. The longer you're there, the more inconvenient and expensive it's going to be on campus and be a commuter.
Right.
One of the things that I did as a commuter, which was super helpful to me because it helped me stay organized and made sure I never like forgot anything at home, which is a huge thing because again, if you're leaving at 8 a.m., you're driving an hour here, you can't drive an hour back because you forgot your homework or your textbook or your laptop. Like if you forgot something, you're SOL basically. So what I did is actually got one of those like milk crate, I don't know,
a
crate
of some sort.
A bin, get something, and I kept it in my trunk. And basically that was my like locker or book bag. I also had a book bag of course, but anything I had school related stayed in that crate in my trunk all the time. So all of my folders, all of my books, all of my homework or whatever basically I would need stayed there. That way when I got to campus, I could grab it out of my trunk, put it into my book bag and go to class. That helped me stay super organized. That way I never forgot anything and I wasn't like screwed when I got to class and forgot a textbook or something.
And that's literally the worst. I forgot a calculator one day.
I drove to bring her one. I was a real one that day. She just called me and goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Eating." And she goes, "Bring me a calculator. I'm going into a final exam and I forgot it." And I was like, oh my god. So then I had to drive to her apartment here, grab her calculator out of her room, drive to her class, drop it off to her, all before her final exam.
She put down food for me.
I did. Pasta. I stopped eating pasta for her. One of the things that I know people are going to ask on this video or just like want me to talk about is definitely how to make friends / get involved / still be like a regular student as a commuter. And that's definitely possible, but I would highly suggest getting involved. Go to your involvement fair, join a student org, join a club, join a sorority, do something because you want to have friends on campus. Like you want to be involved in your university life and all this good stuff. I think it could be like off-putting to you if you're not involved in your school as much because you're just so disconnected already by being a commuter that it's kind of like, why am I paying all this money to go to this school? But like you need to take advantage of those resources. Like join a club because those are there for you. They're typically free. A sorority is not, but a club is. Join a club.
Yeah, and if you have a club fee, the most I've seen is like
$50.
and that's for like skiing club.
Oh yeah,
that where you like they would pay for like bus travel and stuff like that. Literally, they go to like Colorado and stuff. That you have to pay for.
Allison joined our sorority as a commuter, so like I was living on campus, but she joined as a commuter, and that like helped her get involved. Now she lives closer to campus, walking distance. That was good for her to like get involved in the campus and not just be so disconnected and like not really knowing people. Another way, if you don't really want to join an org or like a sorority or something like that, you can also like just make friends in classes.
One class that's great for that, honestly, is I don't know how it is at other schools.
It's like a survey thing.
So it's like a survey class. Ohio State, you're in there with people that are all in your same major, which is nice because typically you'll have classes with them as well.
Like later on in life.
Like I met someone who I had 3 other classes with and we got along great. Like I would actually go over to her house sometimes and study. So that gave me a break if I was like on campus and didn't want to be on campus for any longer.
So you need somebody like with you, like to help you through that. You're gonna have those people in your classes probably forever because they're in your major, but in general, even if you're not in like a survey class, but still make friends in your classes. Like leave the seats next to you open, try to go sit next to people, be friendly, have study buddies because it'll just make your time on campus a lot better.
Definitely.
You're gonna want to go to class more when you have friends in those classes who are keeping you accountable.
Oh yeah, keeping you accountable is definitely important. Like she would always text me, "Are you coming today?" And I'd be like, "Nah, yes."
You gotta go, because it's gonna be hard, especially when it's snowy or it's rainy or it's like really cold outside. You
Honestly,
don't wanna
if
leave.
the weather is not a perfect like 65 kind of sunny, I don't want to go to class.
But also, if we're talking about, you know, like the fun side of college, you need friends on campus or at least near campus if you're like a really far commuter, because if you do to come to campus and you want to go out and party and drink or do all these fun things, you can't drink and drive, go home.
Literally.
You need somewhere to stay on campus to be safe even for you. Like, I'm not condoning like underage drinking, but do it safely. We have one last tip for you. It is the most important tip we're gonna say. If you take anything from this video, remember this.
Pee before you freaking leave. When you have pretty much like an
Hour commute.
yeah, it gets rough. There are days where everything just hits the fan.
You're in
Traffic's
traffic,
really bad.
Garage is full. Buses are full.
running late. You can't find a parking spot. And so if you gotta go, there ain't no going.
No. I think that's it. I think that's all the tips that we have for you. If you're watching this video as a fellow commuter and you want to add some tips to us, let us know down below. Help each other out, because of course we can only speak on our experiences, but I'm sure there's lots more things that we could of course said, or things that you need to know as a commuter. If you like this video, you learned something new, you like hanging out with Allison and I, you can give this video a thumbs up, a little thumbs up. If you're gonna be a commuter this year and that's why you're watching this video, let me know what year you are. I want to know like what year you are commuting, because like I was a commuter my sophomore year.
I was commuter my junior year.
So I'm curious, because some schools don't even make freshmen live on campus. Ohio State does.
Yeah.
So pretty much you really can't commute as a freshman.
Yeah,
but if
freshman
you
and
are
sophomore, you cannot commute, because unless you're living, what's the
25-mile radius of the
Yeah.
campus, so you could like loophole it sometimes. I wish you the best of luck this year. Get involved, pee before you leave, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.